Hello, my name is Ilona, and I really feel like doing another experiment. I've already started recording my videos in English and in Dutch, and it depends which video I start with. So, if I do an English video and record that, shovel the cards in that, then I will do a Dutch recap and show you the cards that I got in my English video. If I start with a Dutch video, I will do an English recap and I'll show you the cards that I got in my Dutch video. So if you want to see me shoveling the cards, then and it's not in the video itself, then you can see it in the Dutch video in this case, because I'm speaking English now. So that's because I don't want to draw cards or read the cards on the same question twice or the same theme. I don't think that in a short period of time that's a good idea. So that's why I'm doing this way. There's a lot of problems with subtitles, and I've noticed that especially if the Dutch video needs to be translated into English subtitles, that really YouTube makes a mess out of it and makes no sense whatsoever. So that's why I'm doing this experiment, and I'm just kind of seeing if people react to it or not, if they like it this way or not. So let me know if you want me to continue doing this, because of course it's well, I have to do more work, obviously. So in this case, I've done another experiment, and that is like a new card reading. And I wanted to look at where are we at as humanity? What is going on? So I've got 3 cards, the situation now for humanity. I've got 3 cards that represent challenges, blockades, where we can work on. 3 cards for advice for humanity, and 3 cards that where we're going to, especially if we follow this advice. So the first cards I've got were the 3 cards. Where are we at right now as humanity? Where we have Pentacle 9, the 9 of Pentacles. We have Judgment, and we have the Empress. So it's more in like this. This is actually very beautiful. So right now, what is very important for humanity is that we become independent, that we really reach inside ourselves, really connect with this feminine principle that needs to be balanced again. We need to balance the sacred feminine principle with the sacred male masculine principle. That is so important. We are bringing it back, which means we need to connect with our emotions, connect with our feelings, deal with things that have been repressed, deal with our shadow, really deal with all these things so everything can flow again, can become balanced again. That is so important. So being independent, not wanting to look everything outside of ourselves, not giving away our power. So it's very important right now as humanity, and that is the stage we are in right now. We are evaluating where we're at, and we're making a judgment with what's been going on, the systems right now. Is this really what we still want? It's about rebirth, so to speak. It's about rebirth, seeing things differently, looking back at how did we get here, because we need to understand that as humanity. We need to understand how we got here so we can get out of it. So this is very important, this Judgment card. This is really about evaluating, judging. To be very honest, I already did a video in shadow work about that. To me, judging is not really that negative. It's just saying I don't want this and I do want this. That's really, it's very neutral to me, a judgment. It's almost like a lawyer, or how to say it, a judge making a judgment. It's more and more neutral. But I do understand there are people that have this negative feeling with judging, like you're doing, judging people, judging situations. But I do believe maybe the better word is discernment. Use your discernment. What fits with you, what doesn't? What systems do we want to keep? And to be very honest, I don't think we want to keep any of the systems that the dark energies installed or infected in any way. But this is really about hearing the call, that trumpet, hearing the call and realizing that we really need to wake up. If you look at this card, this is about waking up as well. Really understanding that this is about independence, being responsible for ourselves, and really getting in touch with this feminine energy so we can balance things out between the masculine energy and the feminine energy. We all need that as humanity. So the next 3 cards, these are about the challenges and blockades that we face as humanity. We've got the 6 of Wands, we've got the 7 of Wands, and we have the 2 of Swords. So these are the 3 cards that represent challenges that we face, blockades. Well, the challenge could be overcoming parts of ourselves, acknowledging certain parts in ourselves, our shadow parts. We really have to do that at an individual level because we are responsible. We have a responsibility for our own energy. We do not need to place that outside of ourselves or giving away our power. Like anything outside of ourselves is more important than our connection with God, our connection with our intuition. That is the most important part. So we need to look inside ourselves and face certain pain, maybe certain, convictions we have that we have to let go of, certain way of thinking or perspectives. This is really about letting go and victory in ourselves and really daring to work with our own energy, which is of course important that we feel our intuition. At least we are connected to God, to our intuition, kind of what feels right to you. And intuition, if I have to explain it, is like this. If I really feel like intuitive, it's going to be all right, which I do feel just globally. I believe we are going to be fine as humanity. That's really something I just feel. And it's very peaceful. It's almost like a knowing. And to me, that is intuition. If you still feel rushed or feel anxious, that's not your intuition. That is something else. It's probably something you need to look at. Maybe some fear in there or doubt. So it's very important that we stop, a lot of people in humanity, stop just focusing on our head, trying to analyze everything, trying to control everything. This is about letting go and getting in touch with your feelings, with your emotions, balancing things out so the head and the heart will be balanced. So we can really, really feel that intuition coming in, because it's much bigger than our mental state, our ratio, and it's much bigger than our heart or our intuition. A lot of people, when you say listen to your heart, they mean listen to your intuition, and I do see it that way. The heart goes even deeper, but it's more that I'm trying to explain, to balance out your emotions, your feelings with, of course, your head, that mind you have. It needs to be balanced. The masculine side needs to be balanced with the feminine side. That's why the Empress is coming in. So it's very important for people to trust their intuition, not remain in their heads, because in that way they can be manipulated as well, or completely into their emotions and feelings, and that can you can get swept away with that as well. So you won't be able to think clearly. This is about balancing things. So that's what the Two of Swords is about as well. Balancing things. Taking away that blindfold and seeing what's really going on. And trust that we are, as a humanity, in a way better position than the dark forces, the dark energies. We really need to understand that they need us. We do not need them. We are way more powerful than we think, and we need to step it up. We need to step into that power and really starting to believe that we are so much stronger and that we have so much power in ourselves. So this is really the challenge for humanity. Step into our power, step into our intuition, balancing things out, and look inside ourselves to see if there's still some pain, anger, fear, anything that can hold us down. And then we get to the advice, which is very interesting, because the advice is getting in touch with your feelings, with your emotions. See this as an opportunity to connect with yourself. If you are truly connected to yourself, you are connected to everything around you. That is so important to understand, especially if you feel very lonely, if you feel isolated, then in essence, you're not truly connected to yourselves. Because if you are, first of all, you will not feel lonely anymore. And the beautiful thing about that is that you will attract people that will feel the same way. You will attract people into your life and you will attract that connection. But you have to start with connecting with yourself. You will have to face, as humanity, we have to face our fears. The moon is about these illusions. We have to see through the illusions, and we can only do that by working through our own issues so we can see clearly what is going on. We can really feel from our intuition, this is correct, this isn't correct. And that goes way deeper than just analyzing everything, or just kind of being some kind of, how do you say that? In your emotions. If you're so involved in your emotions, you can't think clearly anymore. You're kind of being manipulated with that as well. And fear is very important to face, especially if there are things going on in your life, or you see articles or everything that's going on in the world right now. We need to see through that. We need to understand that we as humanity are going to be fine. Yes, it's going to be chaotic. Things will happen, obviously. Systems will have to collapse. But we really need to feel that how to say, that trust that it will be fine, because then that's what we will be manifesting. And I do believe more we are manifesting from this place of peacefulness, that this is going to be fine, we are going to be all right, the smoother it will go. That's the feeling I'm getting, or at least when things do get rough, we'll get through it way easier than if we get caught up in the illusion. So as humanity, it's very important for us to use our discernment to really evaluate where we are. That's really what's going on right now, and letting go of things we don't want to, because that's what this card is about. We really need to end systems, things in ourselves and around ourselves. But it's, to be honest, I see this as the source of everything is inside yourself. It's the connection with God. You start manifesting what you truly want, where you really feel like, I want to manifest this, then other things will disappear. And we are so powerful. So that's why it's so important to really handle your emotions, your feelings, your energy, because that's the most powerful tool you will have. And the more people will do that, the more people will shine. The effect will be it will just be incredible. The effect of all these people lighting up, showing their light, how they want to manifest this new world. It's just so powerful. And then things will come to an end that do not fit. The dark won't be able to maintain that. They cannot control that. They cannot control us or our power. That's why it's so important to understand that we are in a far better position. Of course, if we follow those advice, if we follow connecting with ourselves, going through our fears, seeing through the illusions, and really have enough of certain systems, things that are happening, we really say we've had enough, we don't want it anymore, we're leaving at this, we're taking steps to start manifesting something else, then this will be the outcome. And that's the King of Cups, which is actually an incredible card. We have the World and we have the Three of Wands. Well, the King of Cups is actually an energy of someone who controls their emotions, not in a negative way, but in a mature way, deals with their emotions. That's probably a better way of expressing it. So whatever comes up, the King of Cups will deal with it in a mature way. The King of Cups doesn't let other people get to him in that way. Like if something happens, something triggers inside him, then he will deal with that. He doesn't throw responsibility around. It's not like other people are responsible how he feels. And that's really important for humanity right now, that we start taking responsibility for how we feel and how we react to things. Of course, if certain situations happen, take a look at your energy. What is this? Why am I attracting this? But also take measurements. If it's really a horrible situation, you need to get out of there. You need to take care of yourself. You need to protect yourself. But ultimately, you are the one, how to say that, showing people how to treat you. You are the one showing people how, if people are respectful to you or not. It's all about being respectful to yourself and handling your own emotions, your own feelings, not making other people responsible for that. They are not. You are. And in essence, that is so powerful. That is becoming independent. So you don't have to look outside yourself for distraction. You don't have to look outside yourself for feeling, making yourself feel better. You don't need anything outside of yourself. And that is such a powerful thing. Then we can really start creating this new world, and this is the outcome, and we are already heading towards that. I believe the change is already happening. The manifesting, it's already starting. I believe that the new world is most likely, or at least the new energy is already there. It's really about opening up ourselves and really starting to experience this beautiful new world, a completely new way of handling things. In every system, every old system will collapse. It has to fall, it has to end, so we can have this beautiful new world. And I'm really longing for it, and I'm sure humanity is longing for it. We've lived so long in the dark, and I have a feeling that we really want the light. We really crave the light. In a way, we are still afraid of the light. But that's something we need to face. That's something we need to deal with in a mature way, obviously. But then we can really start new technologies, which are pretty much old technologies, but they will come. New ways of handling things, educations, the political system, everything will change. And I'm sure there'll still be a chaotic period ahead of us. But if we really are connected with the intuition, with God, we know we are going to be all right. We know we can trust it. That's so important, because then we will start obviously manifesting that. The last card, the Three of Wands, is also advice in a way, but it's also that we can now wait and see. Of course, we have to work on ourselves. The advice obviously is there. We as humanity have to connect with our intuition. That is really the most important part with God, that we start manifesting. We start evaluating this, the process that's already going on. We start waking up what we want, what we don't want. We start balancing that female sacred principle with the masculine sacred principle. It's very important that we balance that out. We need to stand up for ourselves. We are in so much better position. And then we can see what will come our way. We can really see what will come our way. If we really trust, work on ourselves, we can just watch and see what's going on. So in a way, this is a card of seeing everything. If you work within yourself, you will start seeing it in the outside world. That's, to me, how it works. So the source is inside. So I'd like to leave it at this, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye.